Hey everyone. Lovely day. Good to be back here on before and after. Yes, I do. So, hey, tag a friend. Tag a friend for me. Let's do this together. Yes. Before and after. Yes, I do. Number 6. I'm super excited about this series because listen, marriage is no cupcake. I keep telling people that it's not a piece of cake. Marriage takes work. And I think after I'm done with this series today, I'm going to have another chat. So you might want to hang around for this lovely chat that I was having with my friend yesterday. And I was like, yeah, I might as well just go ahead and do it. So before and after, yes, I do. Number 6. Yesterday we looked at having having goals for yourself, you finding out what your goals are, your personal goals, finding out what the goals of the person that you want to get into this lifelong relationship. Because said God that originated marriage originated it to last for long. And I know, sometimes things happen, things happen that changes the trajectory of stuff, but then ideally it's supposed to last for a lifetime. But it's all good. So because of that, you want to be intentional in getting married. You don't just want to get married. Okay. You want to be intentional. You want to be you want to think about it real deep, because you know that this is not a job that you can get come in and out. And don't even want to do married like, oh, I'm going to go in. If it doesn't work, I'm going to go out. No, don't do that. If you go in like that, that's where my next chat tonight, because I'm going to chat that chat today. Today I have to chat that chat. So, but right now, let's quickly wrap up this number 6. You have to think, what are your deal breakers? This is another way you're going to PR yourself and PR the person, where you sit down and talk. You see, the problem that we have sometimes is that people don't talk, and when there's lack of communication, you don't really know the person, you don't know the ideas, you don't know where they're coming from, you don't know where they're going. You yourself, you don't know where you are going, where you're coming from, what you're getting yourself involved in. So that's why it's important that you have some time to talk. You go out to dinner, you go to the movies, you go to game, you go to picnic, you go, where's you go? You go to shows, you go to concerts, you go to comedies, you go to church, you go to, places you go to, I think our mind is possible. We keep going up, but we never really talk. We don't really find out where we are going, because it's a long journey. You take a journey on a train. Marriage is not a 100 meters dash. Marriage is not, how will I say it? It's not a 12-hour trip. No, it's a long haul. You go into it for the long haul. So you have to know what are your deal breakers. So this is conversation that's going to come in. Individually, what's a deal breaker for you? I was talking to somebody and she said, you know what? I already told she said for her own deal breaker, if the man cheats on her, that's it. She, before they even got married, she already said it. And that's exactly what happened. So it was good that she already decided for herself, and she let the guy know during the courtship. If I hear say Jan Glover, or if I hear, let me just smell it. This engagement or whatever we're in is off. I'm not even going to get married. And thankfully that happened. And because she already made up her mind that was a deal breaker for her, that sealed it. That was a deal breaker. And you don't have to get married. I keep telling people that. Getting married, is good because God created it to be good. But if you feel that you're not just ready for things like that to happen, if you hear maybe the man gets side chick, is he going to really, make you depressed? Is he going to end up with the stuff for you? So you have to decide from the beginning, because side chicking is one of the stuff that will happen in life. So what you're going to do if the guy gets into it? Is it going to be a deal breaker for you? Laziness. If the man is lazy, want to stay home and become stay home dad, we have that. They want to stay home dad while you be the work money and bring the breadwinner. Is that okay for you? That's another instance that I found, that this couple, the wife works so much, but the husband is more like laid back, he stay home kind of person, and it didn't go well with them. It can rock your marriage, it can be frustrating to the guy, because the guy's like, why is she pushing me? This is not, she knew me when she married me. I'm not that person. I like easy life, but she likes life on the fast lane. So you have to know your deal breakers. The earlier you know your deal breakers, the better. So you don't go into a relationship that is going to be frustrating to you, and at the end 10-20 years down the line, you're like, you know what, I'm done, I've managed you. We shouldn't be managing each other. You don't want to just go, and then I heard of somebody, a man that just smashed smashed the wife to pieces. Why? Because if it's not working, just get your stuff and leave. And I'm going to talk about that too, abuse in marriage, because this is why this is very important. So you don't get to a place where you are being abused. And abuse is subtle, and it comes in different forms. You can be abused even when you are going through courtship. So it's now you're going to identify it. So you're going to know, can I tolerate side chick? Is that a deal breaker for you? Violence of any kind. Can I tolerate violence of any kind? Can I tolerate him shouting at me or her shouting at me? If you cannot tolerate it, don't go into it. So this is where you even want to, say it, mention it. Oh, listen, I'm a very emotional person. Don't make me cry too much. If you make me cry too much, if I get depressed, I'm gone. Yeah. So now you're going to know if this person is the kind of person that shouts at you, if the kind of person that shuns you, say something, he just doesn't want to hear what you have to say, doesn't, is that a deal breaker for you? If somebody shouts at you, if she shouts at you, if he shouts at you, is that a deal breaker for you? If he never shows you affection, is that a deal breaker for you? Now I have people who are saying, oh, he doesn't show me affection. But when you were caught, was he showing you affection? If it wasn't Romanus then, it's not going to be Romanus in marriage. You cannot change it either. It's going to be frustrating to you, frustrating to him, because you're asking him to be what he's not, and he's asking you to be what you're not. So you have to decide together right now. So luckily, if you're not yet said yes I do, we are at the before stage. Check your deal breakers. Don't get into it. So okay, assuming you're already into it now, 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, but suddenly things have happened that deal breakers for you. What are you going to do? You're already into it. As long as your life is not endangered, marriage takes work. You hear me? So marriage involves working it, just like when you get a job, you're going to give that job all that it takes for you to succeed in it. Do continue education, go for courses, go to seminars. What you're trying to do, you're trying to build yourself at that job to the point where you get to the management level. You see, it takes building. So the same thing with marriage. Marriage takes a lot of work. Some people are not ready for that. So if you're in there right now in that space where you are already past the before, so the before people, you are so blessed. I say young people right now, you are so blessed, because now you can identify your deal breakers and you can decide, you know what, I don't want to go into it right now. I don't want to, okay, me and this person, we don't flow. But if you're already in it, and deal breakers, things have happened, so many things. You have to decide to take your, put on your working shoes, and put on your work shoes, and put on your gloves, and get ready to do the work, because marriage is work. And most of the time, people just feel that work is one person. No, it takes two to tango. The tango dance involves two people. One person know they quarrel, now two people they quarrel. So for you have to decide, okay, you want to work. And like I said, you cannot change anybody, but you can change your own self. You can change how you react to stuff. You can decide, you're going to put your best in it, and God sees your heart that you're putting your best in it. You respect each other, understand each other. And like I said, that's ritual that I talked about yesterday, and rituals in your marriage where you never go to bed angry, and that's what Bible commands us to do. You never make small things become to be big things, because if you leave that small thing, it's going to grow. You see, like a little seed, when you put it in the ground and cover it, and you keep watering it, it's going to grow. It's going to keep growing. But if you don't want that seed to grow, one, don't put it in the ground. Number two, don't cover it. Number three, do not water it. Any seed is every seed is viable. All you need to do is give them the right environment and they will grow. Let me say that again. Every seed is viable. You just need to put that seed in a right environment and it will grow. So if you don't want bad seed to grow, what you're going to do, you're not going to put it in the soil, which means cover it. You're not going to water it. That means you are nourishing it. You're not going to give it sunshine, put it outside so it can receive sun and begin to grow. So you want to deal with small stuff. And nothing should be so bad. The only thing that is bad, that is a deal breaker, is when the person becomes violent towards you, then you know that is not unforgiving. Nobody should ever be violent towards anybody. God gave man and woman dominion over things. God did not give man and woman dominion over themselves. You know, I will say it again. Love is commanded in marriage, but love is voluntary. Submission is commanded in marriage, but also is voluntary. Even God, no force us. You can't force your partner to love you. You can't force her to submit to you either. So it's something that we have to decide, you know, in this, I'm going to love you like God commands, and me, I'm going to submit to you like God commands. It's a decision that we all have to make. So never let never go to bed angry. If you do, you're covering it, you're watering it, it's going to grow, and you and your spouse, you're going to grow apart. That's what it is. And only God will help you when you get to that situation. If both of you want to work it out, good. If you don't want to work it out, it's better for everybody to go their way instead of just waking up every morning and you're angry. You go to bed angry. It's not even worth it. It's not good for your health. Mentally, it's not good for you. So, just go. Just tell the person, let's come to an agreement if this is not working and you don't want to work it out. Because one thing for you to realize that it's not working and then you want to work it out, or you know what, it's not working and I'm not interested in working it out. So let's just do what is best for. I need my sanity. Everybody, let's just separate for now and see how that is going to work. And it's okay. It's okay, because God, even the Bible, recognizes that. People don't talk about that, but that's the truth. So what are the deal breakers for you? And sometimes you may want to test that man, test that woman. Is it, if somebody coming late for you, is it a deal breaker where you say, okay, let us meet at let's go eat lunch, but let's meet at 12 o'clock. And at 3 o'clock, the person didn't show up. Either the she or the he don't show up. And when they show up at 3 o'clock, there's no apology. There's nothing like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm late. No, they're just like, oh, where's the food? What? Test them. Is that a deal breaker for you? If that's a deal breaker for you and you allow it to go on, when you get into the marriage, it's not going to change. You already know that this person will never keep the time. So if to save your frustration, it is either you're going to decide, okay, I can deal with that, or you can decide, you know what, no, I can't deal with people who are just like that. No, I can't deal with that. So you have to decide for yourself. Nobody can decide that for you. But now is the time for you to X-ray it, PI it, and see. So yeah, you can, do a few tests here and there. See, just get the person angry. Get somebody, get that she, get that he, get them annoyed. Do something. Just do something to annoy them. This is like, because you have to test friends. In Ecclesiasticus, it advises us to not just take a friend, but test them. So you can test and see, let me make him angry, and let me see how he's going to react. If you make him angry and he gets violence, almost run for your dear life, because he's violent now, he shouts at you right now. Can you take it? Because abuse starts little, it's gradual. And then it increases. It increases and it increases. In marriage, it's just going to get worse. So, can you take that? If you cannot take it, that's a deal breaker for you. And you can test that too. You can say, okay, let's meet this place, and then she doesn't show up, and then she doesn't tell you, oh, she doesn't even show up at all. And the next time you see her, the next day, you're like, oh, you call her, and you're like, hey, what happened? And she doesn't say, oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't make it, No, you just call her, and she say, hey, I was waiting for you, what happened? And then she answer you, hey, so what? I did show up, so what? Oh no, is that going to be a deal breaker for you? If it is, you don't want to go into it, because already you're going to be frustrated. She's going to be frustrated too, because she'll be like, this is it, you already know. So, hey, Virgie. So these are things that you have to watch out for, and these are things you have to put in place before you say, yes, I do, and before you pop the question. So today we are talking about, what are your deal breakers? What will make you say, when you get in, this is it, I can do this? You have to decide that for yourself. You have to put that boundary for yourself. Nobody is going to put that boundary for you. You have to decide, oh, I can take this, I cannot take this. I cannot take somebody that cheats on me, I cannot take it. I cannot take somebody that is lazy, I cannot take it. I cannot take somebody that is violent in any form or shape, or rude. I cannot take it. I cannot take somebody that doesn't respect me, and somebody that only wants to be respected but he doesn't want to give the respect back, or somebody that she wants respect and she doesn't want to give respect back. No, I cannot take all that. So you consider what you can take and what you cannot take. So today, on Before and After Yes I Do, we're talking about deal breakers. So think about your deal breakers. You have to sit down and PI yourself and PI the other person. Like I said, throw some stuff their way. See how they're going to react. Do some stuff to them and see how they're going to react to you. You don't just want to go into it. Marriage, like I said, takes a lot of work. Marriage, like I said, you have to be intentional in marriage. These are not the days where you're not intentional in marriage. There's so many stuff going on there. And most of the time, you don't know these people. So you will even say, oh, but I grew up with him, but I know him. When it comes to marriage, it's a different ball game entirely, because you'll be waking up and sleeping and eating and on the same bed. And maybe somebody, it doesn't stay home. Can you take it? Can you afford it? Is that going to be a deal breaker for you? You have to think about what's going to be a deal breaker for me. So deal breakers, individually and together, you have to decide for yourself. After you decide for yourself, meet the person and say, hey, these are my deal breakers. This line you must not cross. These are my lines I cannot cross. So are you okay with these lines? If you're not okay with these lines, bye. It's very important for your mental health and for your sanity. So thank you for hanging out with me today. Like I said, hang on a little, because we're going to go back into something else that is very juicy. And I'll see you again on another episode or session of Before and After Yes I Do. Thank you. Come on, follow this discussion on YouTube. Be careful to please like, share, tag somebody. Join us as we help each other stand strong and make our marriages, strong relationships will end up in strong marriages. Thank you. See you next time.